What's happening? Beaver Fleming here. Happy Motivational Monday. Today, I really wanted to just go into a phrase that is always used in action sports, and I think this past weekend after being at the Nitro World Games, I really got a whole new sense of what it actually means. The depth behind it is really a simple thing, but ultimately I think a lot of people overcomplicate it and they're not able to see it in their life. But if you take it back to the simplicity of everything and what action sports is, I think it goes into two words. And those words, of course, are send it. A lot of people just need to send it. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people, sometimes you just have to send it. And the beautiful thing about sending it is that means you're all in. You're 100% committed. You're going for it with all that you are. Because you don't have a choice. If you kind of half send it, that's when you're in trouble and you can wreck yourself. So in action sports, we were at the Nitro World Games and man, it was a fest of send it, which is so beautiful to me. Everyone was throwing down, giving their absolute all, pulling off the best of themselves and going for something that they might not even know if they can fully pull off in their head. But they're going with it with the intention that it is going to work out. You see some absolute magnificent stuff go down. And so for me, the Nitro World Games was just so incredible to be a part of. I mean, it was a blessing being out there, and the fact that I was able to send it amongst all those incredible athletes in all of action sports was just so amazing. For me in the contest, I wanted progression. I wanted to push myself beyond what I even thought I was capable of. And so that's one of the key things I think to success is pushing yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. And I did do that video on that, but really kind of going back into it. So going through my runs, I did the Fleming flip, pulled that one clean, rode it to the bag, was so hyped just to put a trick down, and it was kind of like, this was the trick, the first trick I really invented that was never been done. So to do it in front of that crowd was amazing. And then I wanted to do the Tennessee Tornado. Cork 720 Christ Air. And I pulled that one. I kind of touched my hand a little bit, but I guess that's what kind of didn't get me the score I was really looking for. But if I was looking for a great score, then I shouldn't have been there, because realistically, all I wanted to do was bring out the best of myself. So I put that trick down, and you know what? I was like, it's a progression contest. Let's go for the hardest trick. We have a degree of difficulty, and the hardest trick on there was a 1080. And so I was like, you know what? I've kind of messed with a couple in a foam pit, but never really. So I pushed as hard as I could, which was a huge mistake because I always go long when I'm spinning. I just took off that thing, got in a little ball. I missed the grab right at the beginning, and that's what kind of like threw me over. So I ended up over-rotating the 1080 because I didn't have my board with me. But I'm really looking forward to trying that one again next year because I think it's definitely possible. That was the first time I'd ever sent it on a real ramp, and it was terrifying. But I was just like, you know what? There's only one way to find out. I've got to just send it. And so that's what I did. It was really funny because the announcers were like, Beaver, your board was nowhere near you. But I was like, I could maybe get that if I grabbed the board. But the board was nowhere near me, and I understand that. But in my head, I was like, I made it. I'm alive. I didn't get wrecked. My body's still functioning, and I just sent the hardest trick out there, even though I didn't get the grab. So I kind of was thinking about, do I try this again? Do I try something else again? And my buddies were like, dude, just try the double flip. So I went for the double flip, but I pushed in too hard, kind of like the 1080. I just pushed too hard. My grab was a little sloppy, but I think I went too deep, so I over-rotated it. So as I was coming in, it just threw me into that front side direction, and I just wasn't ready for it because I landed so low. But we are getting back to that double flip. There's going to be a project coming out in the fall. We are going to start filming for it. And I'm going to land the double backflip on a skateboard, so stay tuned for that. Also, my final run, I was like, you know what? Let's just try and clean up the Tennessee Tornado, do a good job on it. But the wind was coming in, and I didn't give the push I needed because I went long on the double flip. I thought I might go long again, so I kind of creeped in. And man, it was coming around so good, but I just barely knuckle touched and it just pitched me to the flat. Overall, it was such an incredible opportunity to be out there, and to get on the podium at the biggest event in action sports was just more than a dream come true. Because when I was a kid, this event didn't even exist. I didn't even know Travis when I was a kid. But now, knowing that Travis is proud of what it is that I'm doing and accomplishing just means the world to me, because he is a pioneer in action sports. And that's really my vision for where I'm trying to go. I want to change the game. I want to change the world of skateboarding. And I want to just show what is possible on a skateboard. I want to push myself beyond what I know is possible, because there's a lot of things I can do, but then again, there's a lot of things that have been untapped. And if I can push myself, not worry about anything, and just absolutely send it with all that I have, I know that I can accomplish more than anything I could have ever dreamed of. And that's what really inspires me to just get out there and wake up with a fire in my heart every single day, is just see what endless possibilities there are and what I can do to get there. And it all starts with sending it. You have to just throw caution into the wind and go after it, whatever it is you're doing. Whether it's in business, whether it's in sports, whether it's in relationships, you have to get out of yourself and just say, you know what? I'm all in. I'm going for it. I am sending it because I know that there is a possibility that something incredible could happen. And that's the thing. You're not going to know for a fact that you're going to make it. And I think that's the beauty of it. There's only one way to find out. And once you get to the point of not caring about what happens and you're willing to risk it all, that's when you see, I think, powerful breakthrough in your life. When you're willing to say, you know what, I don't know how I'm going to be able to make this happen, but I'm going to go at it with everything I have. And once you're fully committed, you're going to see that it's a lot easier than you even built it up in your head. I think we overcomplicate things, and that makes it harder for us to send it. But if we can just get out of the way of ourselves and allow ourselves to go for it with all that we have and just absolutely be 100% committed and sending it, we're going to see major breakthrough in our lives. Thank you guys so much. I hope this really inspired you to get out there and take that chance. What's the one thing that you've always wanted to do, but you've been scared because you don't know what the result's going to be? I encourage you, go for it. But don't go for it lightly. Go for it with all that you have, with the mindset that, you know what, I know this can work out. Go with it with that mindset, and I think you'll be able to make what you want to happen a reality. Because a lot of times people are held back by fear, and fear you got to get rid of, because you can't have fear if you're trying to send it. When you're trying to send it and fear creeps in, that's when things go wrong. So if you're absolutely confident in what it is that you've been able to do and what you're able to go for, throw caution into the wind and just absolutely send it, and you're going to do something incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope this inspired you to get out there and send it. I'm Beaver Fleming. Have an incredible week, and we'll see you soon. You!